Wow. Holy shoot.
We're talking about a bunch of different elections. You're
No,
talking about
man, but
2020 again?
winning 7 swing states, a totaling of like 30,000 votes is very close. But that wasn't enough to check things twice.
There were many
Maybe because he
recounts.
won. But maybe
And
because he
again, the
won,
polling data
and the
matched the results
Democrats
of the
said,
election.
the hell with that, we won, we're
You
not going to check
continuing to
anything.
talk over her isn't making you right.
Well, that's what's happening to me. Like I said, if I'll treat it the same way other people treat me, honestly.
She is
Sir, I
trying
have
to
not.
reply,
Again,
and
you're
she
coming
hasn't.
out with all these non-answers.
And now you're talking over me, and you're not going to continue to do that. She was replying. Let her reply, and then you can speak.
So we've talked about 3 different election cycles. And again, in 2016, that was an anomaly. It was shocking to everybody. And I'm certain where the margins were small, there were many recounts. And again, the results of the election matched the polling data in each of those 3 elections, which is one of the reasons why in the wake of 2024, I believe that the polling data has told us a very strong story about exactly what happened. So I understand having a lot of distrust of systems that you don't get to see the inner workings of, but we have multiple sources of different types of data that are put together to tell us that in 2016, we may not have liked it. It may have been a terrible story for many of us who were paying attention, but it made sense then, it made sense in 2020, and it makes sense in 2024.
Not answering my question though. I was asked why is Donald Trump?
Patriot.
What was different in 2016 and 2020? That's all I'm asking.
Patriot.
You're not giving anything specific.
Patriot. You're speaking about your anecdotal experiences. The only president
I'm not.
let me finish. The only person that actually ran for office that is on a recorded line asking to rig a contest is your supreme leader. There are no phone calls between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and Barack Obama asking anything to be rigged. Your president in 2020 had a direct phone conversation that I can play right now on the big screen asking for a rigged contest, sir. So I'm sorry.
Wait, did he ask him to get those votes illegally?
No,
He just said find them.
Well, okay, so hold on.
Exactly.
What he
So
said.
recount. Find them
Give me a
votes.
minute, Patriot. Give me a minute, please. So can I say this really quick? So first of all, he asked Kemp to find, or someone in Georgia to find 11,837 more votes, right? So it can be heard both ways, which is probably why nothing came out of that phone call. However, well, it might have. But okay, let me just say this: the point of why I wanted to speak was this. Your president was president at the time that he called and said to everyone in America that the election was STOLEN. He was president at the time, as if he did not have control over anything. I find it humorous that only when he is president this happens. He had total control over all of it, and yet he still couldn't pull off the grand scheme that he wanted to pull off. I think it's funny. I think it's funny that when he is president, this is what he is doing. No one had control over any of it but him at that point. And yet this is what we hear. Again, now he's president again, and here we go again. He is the only president that has ever pulled this bullshit. He is the only president that has ever been proven to try to STAL a contest. We know about the fake electors. They testified. We know exactly what took place there. We cannot pretend like he didn't do this because there's proof. There's people who have come out and said, yes, this is what I did at the behest of what this person told me to do, blah, 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 blah. I'm not getting into the whole thing. My point is this: no other president but yours.
Just like there's
Pulls this
proof,
crap every
Can I
single
speak?
time he is president.
just like there's proof of January 6th as well, but I guess we won't touch on that tonight.
No, because we're not going to change the subject right now.
Can I speak?
Hold on, Neil.
Yes, Neil, go ahead.
Go ahead and
Okay, hold on.
introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's my real name. I'm
I
a
said go
journalist
ahead
and an author.
introduce yourself.
A
And
journalist and an author. Awesome.
thank you. And I see that there's. Do you ever look at a graph or a chart to see like the time frame of how the votes came in for Trump and Biden and the 2020 election? Does anybody ever look at that?
It was
I
a free
study
and fair
all
election.
angles. Huh?
Yeah, no,
It was
Neil,
a-
really quickly before you go any further, can we just get your age for TikTok purposes?
70.
Okay, and did you vote in the last election?
Why, certainly.
Who did you vote for?
The most honest and less corrupt politician in history,
Trump.
because the Democrats
See?
are so corrupt and
fuck.
incompetent and
And you're right,
depraved.
Doug.
It's unbelievable, the corruption I see, and I can detail it because I study this night and day.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to hear the truth,
Okay.
you know, and here's the truth.
No background.
Why didn't anybody get 83 million votes? In other words, all of a sudden, if you look at a graph or a chart, Biden spiked up like and Trump got no votes, and just a huge millions and millions of votes came in for Biden all at the same time.
As a journalist, make sure you remain unbiased though in this panel.
I was
Yeah,
watching and I recall how it went. I can speak to it.
Let's
Leslie, go ahead.
just show
But I'm
them,
here.
Neil.
I'm here to make sure everybody.
Well, this isn't your show, so you can just wait a minute.
Okay.
No, I remember I was drawing it out on a whiteboard when I thought that Trump had won. And then I saw how many mail in votes were outstanding. And there were statistics of how many they expected because they always send out more mail in ballots than they receive. Some people get lazy or just leave lose them. So I remember very succinctly writing on my whiteboard, have you ever seen math cause a CW? Because again, because of the circumstances that we were all living in, a lot of people were paying more attention to politics than they